Hey guys, let's see. I'm going to give it probably just about 1 minute for a couple more people to jump on, and then we are just going to go ahead and get started because this will be recorded, and you can always go back and watch the recording from the very first if you don't jump on right at the first. So about 1 minute. It is dark already, obviously, because it's 8 p.m. Central Time. But Tony is driving to my parents' house. So I am watching him on my stalker app, as he calls it, to make sure he gets there safe. I'm going to go ahead and jump on and share this live. Hey, Danielle, how are you? You actually can't answer me because I have you muted, but that's okay. All right. Well, again, in a couple minutes for a couple people to jump on. I know more people will be joining us in a little bit. But for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Jami Sullins. You probably know who I am if you're going to be joining me live, but I will be sharing this on YouTube later. So just a little bit of background on who I am and why I know what I'm talking about. I have been with Scentsy since October 2008. I am a star director, and currently I have a team of approximately 200 and a group of around 800. I think it's like maybe 830 right now. I've been doing this for almost 11 years. Next month will be 11 years. I've been doing this full time for 9 years. Full-time income. So, and today's topic is making more money with Scentsy. So obviously, if I have been able to do this full-time, I'm making decent money. So I am going to talk a little bit about numbers, but I do have to be very careful with disclosure and that sort of stuff. But we will talk some numbers and get down into the nitty-gritty. Here's our topic. We're just going to jump right in. How to make more money with Scentsy. Now, there is 2 ways, really, that you make money with this company. The first way is to sell product, obviously. We have an awesome product to market. We have a product that people want to buy and a product that is usually pretty easy to sell. I have done trainings on suggestive selling and upselling. So if you're struggling to hit your numbers, your minimum numbers, I would encourage you to jump over to my YouTube, or there's tons of people out on YouTube that have videos on that topic and ideas to share about that topic. So if you are struggling with your sales, that is definitely something that you should be looking at. But today we are going to talk specifically about recruiting. Now, before we jump into the do's and don'ts of recruiting, I want to take just a couple minutes, maybe 10 minutes or so, to talk about the power of recruiting. Now, I apologize for the jankiness of these graphics because I just found them in my closet. And if I would have noticed they were all creased and all that stuff, I would have redone them, but I didn't notice until it was too late. So I do want to show some graphics to you guys, and I hope these are not backwards for you guys. I have done extensive training on the compensation plan in a YouTube video. So I'm going to go through the basics very quickly here just to tell you why it's important for you to recruit. And then we're going to talk about how to recruit. So just to give you some basics. This is a certified consultant. She has no team. It's just her selling all by herself. Certified consultant. Every graphic that I'm going to share with you, she is selling 1,000 PRV. Now, first of all, for some of you guys, that's astonishing to sell $1,000 in product in 1 month. But I assure you that that is very normal and it can be very average. So if that's something you're struggling with, that's a whole different topic that we can talk about privately one-on-one or watch different videos, and you can find out a lot more about how to reach that 1,000 PRV. But let me tell you, it is doable. But for the sake of numbers, every graphic that I'm going to show you here, the consultant at the top is always going to do the exact same thing and sell her 1,000 PRV. So certified consultant, she's all alone. She sells her 1,000 PRV and bam, bam, Scentsy gives her a commission check of $250. That is nothing to complain about. I mean, when I joined Scentsy, I honestly joined hoping to make $100 a month that I could go blow at the mall or blow at Target and it wouldn't interrupt the family budget. I only wanted $100 a month. So if I was consistently getting $250 a month, I would not complain at all. But I'm going to show you how this can get better. So the next graphic, of course, if you're familiar with the compensation plan, she is a lead consultant. So full video on compensation plan, not getting into that. Lead consultant, she's still selling 1,000. Her downline is selling 1,000. Now her commission check has jumped to $280. Not a huge jump, $250 to $280. It's a baby jump, but notice she didn't do any more sales herself and she got $30 more. So definitely nothing to complain about. We keep going on. Star director, her team is growing. She's still selling that 1,000 and she's got some people underneath her that are also selling. Her commission check has jumped to $349. Again, she's selling the exact same amount, but her paycheck is almost an extra $100, an extra $99. She's not selling any more product, but she's growing a team. So do you see the power in growing a team? Let's go one more step further. Let's say she becomes a superstar consultant. She's still selling her $1,000, but evidently from my graphic, she turned into a guy. I don't know what that's about. I forgot to put her skirt on her. So she's doing the same amount of sales. Look at how her team has grown, and her paycheck is jumping to $628.25. Same amount of sales, paycheck is drastically bigger. So that is just basics about why it's important to recruit, why it's important to grow a team. Now, I want to talk to you just for a minute about some of my own personal numbers and why it's important to grow a team. Now, I'm not going to tell you the exact amount of my paycheck since I'm loading this on YouTube and it will be for all the world to see. If it was just my teenies, I probably would. But since I'm loading it on YouTube, we're not going to do that. So I didn't start tracking my numbers until 2010. I joined October 2008, so I didn't start tracking numbers until January 2010. So keep in mind, in January 2010, what title was I? Let's see. I was already a director at that point, but I had a very, very small team. So I had been in a year and a quarter, very small team, and 48% of my paycheck was what I was doing, my personal sales. But that means that 52% of my paycheck was coming from my team. That's pretty good. Now, January of 2010, I was not paid as a director. I was paid as a superstar consultant. I did not pull director numbers. So I was a little bit under on sales, but still making a great paycheck. But only 48% of my paycheck was what I did. Now remember, my first month, my first 2 or 3 months, I didn't have a team at all. So 100% of my paycheck was me. Then it increases. What I want to show you is January 2010, 48% of my paycheck was me. January 2011, 1 year different, my paycheck was 35% me. That means team numbers are growing. I'm making more money off of my team. Let's jump a couple more years to January 2014, 22% of my paycheck was what I was doing, meaning that 78% of my paycheck was coming from my team. Then it goes down to just this past January, only 16% of my paycheck was my personal business. 84% of my paycheck was from my team. That's huge, guys. I looked at a couple different months. March is a really significant month because it is a catalog transition month, meaning that we have a brand new catalog out. It's really exciting. It's really usually a lot of high sales. March of 2010, 52% of my paycheck was mine. 48% was my team. Let's jump about halfway down to 2015. 20% of my paycheck was me. 80% was my team. But just this past March, guys, only 5% of my commission check was stuff that I did. 5%, that's it. 95% of my commission check came from my team performance. Now again, if I didn't have a team, I would have been busting rear to get the paycheck that I got, but only 5% of it was from my team. So I tell you guys that to really reiterate the importance of growing a team if you want to grow your paychecks. Now, there's a lot in managing a team. It's different work, so I'm not going to say it was no work to do that, but I'm not having to hustle sales. I'm guiding and mentoring my team. So let's talk about how do we effectively recruit? Because a lot of you watching this, you know the power of recruiting. You know, I'm seeing heads nodding. You guys know how important it is to recruit. And I have no doubt that you're trying, but something's not clicking. It's maybe not as effective as you want it to be, but you just don't know why. You don't know why all this work is not working. And trust me, I've been there in seasons of my business. So I want to talk about just 4 sections of do's and don'ts for recruiting. The first one, we're going to start with the do. Do offer this opportunity to anyone and everyone. So you don't assume who will or won't be interested or successful. Case in point, I've told this story before, so if you've been on my team for a while, you might have heard it. I was in Big Lots one day, which is like a resale store, not really resale, like a discount big box store. And somebody that I used to teach with, I did used to teach with her, was working at Big Lots, working evenings at Big Lots. So I saw her there and I started chatting with her, and I thought maybe she had quit teaching and was working at Big Lots instead. Turns out she was teaching all day and then going to Big Lots on the evenings and the weekends to make more money. So I started talking to her a little bit about Scentsy and how I thought it might be a good opportunity for her. Very large dude comes out of the back, very overbearing personality, very loud voice. And he comes up and he says, "Hey, what are you girls talking about?" I thought she was going to get in trouble for talking to a friend while she was at work. And I said, "Oh, I'll let her get back to work. We were just catching up. Sorry about that." And he goes, wait. Is that a Scentsy catalog? And I was like, yeah, it's a Scentsy catalog. And he started naming fragrances, asking if we had them still. So instantly, I had made an assumption about him, but the story gets better. His name is Smokey, and the name was very fitting. It was like a big burly name for this big burly dude. So Smokey turned out to be a customer. He ordered quite a bit of wax from me, and in talking to him, he led me to his roommate, who also wanted to order some Scentsy. She was a very, very quiet, petite woman. Turns out her husband was in the military overseas, and she lived with Smokey both to just feel protected. She felt like she wanted to live with a dude to protect her, and just for financial security. So it was just an interesting situation. So she lived with Smokey. She started ordering Scentsy from me and started having bag parties for me. And they were very, very successful. She was a teacher, so she would take the bag parties up to school. She would always at least make a party, sometimes a little bit more. But like I said, she was super quiet, kind of like timid as a mouse, you know, totally opposite of me, okay? And I was still very young in my business and very young to how these things work. And I kind of had this thought in my head, like, in order to be successful, you had to be like me. I have been proven wrong 10 million times now. But I had this in my head, like I was only looking for extroverts. I was only looking for super talkative people. I was only looking for copies of me. So I never even offered her the opportunity. She came to me after probably her third bag party, and she said, "Hey, Jami, I think maybe I want to sell this stuff. Like, can I do that? Can I sign up? Like, what does that look like?" And my jaw dropped. What in the world, Jami? Why had you not offered this to her before? She had had 3 bag parties with me, and I had completely ignored offering her the opportunity. Luckily, she came to me and asked to join. She did join my team. She was very, very successful with Scentsy for 3 or 4 years, and then life things happened and she no longer sells. But for 3 or 4 years, she was a great, great team member for me. Thank goodness she came to me, because I had prejudged her. I had prejudged Smokey, and then I had prejudged her. And I just think back now, like if I would have offered her the opportunity, you know, a year earlier than she asked me, the story could be completely different, because we know that this business is all about timing. So do offer the opportunity to everyone, and don't assume who will or won't be interested or successful. Number 2, do use this $15 kit to open conversations. Scentsy has offered us an awesome, awesome opportunity with this $15 kit. It makes bringing up the business very easy, because we always want to bring up anything, whether it's the business, purchasing product, hosting a party. We always want to look at what is the benefit to the customer. That's always what you want to bring to your people. What is the benefit of purchasing Scentsy? What is the benefit of hosting a party? What is the benefit of joining? And with that $15 kit, I mean, it's a no-brainer. They're getting a warmer that's $20 value and a bar of wax that's $6 value. So right there, I mean, they're saving $11, and then they're getting the business tools as well. So that's the do use this $15 kit to open conversations. But notice I didn't say use this $15 kit to recruit. I said use this $15 kit to open conversations, because that isn't where it should stop. When you have someone intrigued because of that $15 kit, don't let them just jump online and get that $15 kit. Because honestly, if we look at the numbers of $15 kit people, it's pretty low in success, of like long-term success of their business. It's pretty low, because they really don't have the tools that they need to successfully run their business. Look, Squirt thinks that he needs to be a part of this training too. He's jumping in my lap. So use that opener, that $15 kit opener, to start the conversation about the different kit options. Now, if you are on my team page, you will see that I created a graphic lining out the 3 different kits: the $15 kit, the Hostess exclusive kit, and the full $99 kit. Just a couple days ago, I had someone that we started the conversation because of the $15 kit. She had purchased a lot of Scentsy from me, And so I said, for just $15, you could have a business here. What, dude? So that started the conversation. Once we talked a little bit about business, then I shared that graphic with her about the 3 different kits. It's kind of a no-brainer when you look at the graphic and look at how much you get for the $99 kit versus what you're getting for the $15 kit. So many times, just when they're shown that difference, they're going to jump on that $99 kit. And that's exactly what my new recruit did. She jumped on that $99 kit. And I'm so glad that she did, because the success rate when they get that $99 kit is exponentially higher, because they have so many more products to showcase, to try, to show all their friends. They have more catalogs. They have order forms. They have the full set of testers, which I think that right there is powerful enough to sell more Scentsy, because we know if they smell it, they'll buy it. So the full set of testers. So do use the $15 kit to start conversations, but don't stop there. Continue the conversation talking about the different kit options. Okay, now we're going to switch it and we're going to go to don'ts first. Number 3, don't assault them with the business. You guys have met these people that they walk up to you and they just honestly like jump all over you about what they're so excited about. And you almost feel like they've slapped you in the face with something, right? Like you're freaked out. You so much information at once. You're stepping back away from them. And so many Scentsy consultants do this. I don't think we do it intentionally. I think we do it because we have fallen in love with this company. We have fallen in love with these products. We've fallen in love with the friendships that we've made, with the nice little commission checks that we're getting, with the everything of the business. We're bought in and we love it and we're excited about it. But it's not a very good way to present something to someone that doesn't know anything about it. It's intrusive and it's offensive a lot of times. And if you're going to do that, most of the time, they're going to put this wall up and it's going to be a no, and it's going to be a no always. It's not going to be a not now. It's like a hard no. As not everyone's going to sign up instantly, but you definitely don't want the hard no. You want the no, not right now. That's what we're looking for if it is a no. So don't assault them with the business. Do get to know them first. Take some time to get to know them, which will in turn help the conversation so you know how to present the opportunity to them. So how do you do this? How do you get to know them? The first thing is you need to ask open-ended questions. So ask questions like, so what do you do? You're going to find out a lot in asking that question. Not even, what do you do for a living? So what do you do? I mean, most people are going to assume you're talking about their career, but not necessarily. You're going to know how to guide the future conversation from that. Do they have a full-time job? Are they a stay-at-home mom? Are they running kids around all over everywhere? What are they doing with their time? Another question, if they talk about their job, oh, that's interesting. So why did you choose that job? When you ask a question like that, you're going to find out, are they passionate about their career or are they miserable at their job? Because you don't want to assume that everyone hates their job. Some people are very passionate about their career, but that doesn't mean that Scentsy doesn't have a place in their life. It just means you're not going to talk to them about the long-term, full-time job potential of Scentsy. If they're passionate about their career, they obviously don't want to quit their career. They love it. But Scentsy could be a great little addition into their life. Now, if they're talking about how awful their job is and how miserable they are, how the hours are terrible, the pay sucks, all this stuff, you've instantly got an in of how to talk to them about Scentsy in the income potential and the potential of it becoming a full-time business. Another great open-ended question. So what does your dream life look like? Explain to me what your dream life looks like. Here's the interesting thing. Most people have a hard time answering that. They really do. Because here in America, we're in the grind. Like, it's an interesting culture. And I noticed this as I travel around the world. America is a very interesting culture. We're very, how do I put this? Very driven by money, number one, and driven by the grind, number two. We feel like we have to be busy all the time. It's almost like a badge that we wear in America. Oh, you think you're busy. I'm even more busy. And when you travel around the world, it's completely different. So that's an interesting answer. What does your dream life look like? I promise you, if you answer that question around the world, it'd be different. But that's a totally different topic for a different time. But if you ask someone, what does their dream life look like? You're going to learn so much about them. Do they dream to travel? I know I do. I know Michelle does. She's watching. I know she loves to travel. So that is a great key to jump in on with the Scentsy opportunity. The opportunity of these incentive trips. Guys, I've been around the world because of Scentsy. If it wasn't for Scentsy, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So if their dream life includes travel, you've got it. Maybe their dream life includes adopting a lot of kids and building a big family. Well, that's very expensive. They're going to need some cash. Also, they're going to need a lot of free time. And working a Scentsy business full-time, I do work, but it's on my terms and it's on my hours. So that might be great for someone that their dream life includes a lot of time freedom. So great open-ended question. What is your dream life? This one's really interesting. What would you do if I gave you an extra $100 every month? And why do I say $100? I think $100 is pretty easy to make with Scentsy. That's one decent party a month. Pretty simple. $100. What would you do with it? I told you guys at the first of this video, I joined Scentsy wanting an extra $100 a month that I could blow at the mall or blow at Target and not have to answer to the family budget. So $100 a month got me to join. And an extra $100 a month can be huge to so many families. You know, maybe they don't want to blow it. Maybe they need it. Maybe that buys extra groceries for their kids. Maybe that's an extra date night. Maybe they don't have finances for a date night, and that could change their marriage. Maybe they need a new car, and $100 a month can make a difference of a new car. $100 can be very, very powerful. And how they answer that question, again, lets you know how to guide future conversations about the business. Here's another thing, and this is usually an eye-opener for a lot of people. Get them to ask you questions. Now, I've just talked about how powerful it is to ask open-ended questions. You need to know a lot about them. But sometimes it's kind of fun to leave a lot to be wondered. So you've just asked them all this stuff. A lot of times they're going to ask you, well, what do you do? I try to hold out as long as I can without saying the word Scentsy. Now, why would I do that? Two different reasons. Number one, multi-level marketing businesses have a very bad rep. They have a bad reputation, and it's because of people that have done them badly, that have aggressively pursued people, that have ruined friendships over businesses. Guys, I never want Scentsy to be that. But let's face it, they have a negative connotation. They have a bad reputation. So a lot of times I try to avoid saying that I'm a Scentsy consultant for that reason. Another reason that I avoid saying I'm a Scentsy consultant, and it kind of gives them the mystique, the intrigue. Oh, what does she do? So a lot of times I'll just say something like, oh, I own my own business. And I just kind of leave it at that. And the next thing, they'll go, oh, well, what do you do or what do you sell? And I go, oh, I sell fragrance. I sell fragrance and I sell opportunities. And they're like, I'm sorry, what? I go, well, I have two things that I do in my job. I sell fragranced items for your home, for your body, for your laundry, for cleaning products that smell great. But then also I mentor people into building a life that they dream of. So I'm also selling an opportunity of a different life for people. They're like, sorry, what, huh? And they're gonna ask more questions. So it's kind of a game that I have to see how long I can play it out before saying I'm a Scentsy consultant. By the time that I say I'm a Scentsy consultant, they're like hooked. They're so intrigued and they had no idea. Oh, they know Scentsy. They have Scentsy's. They didn't know that's what I did. So I'm avoiding the stigma of multi-level marketing, but I'm also getting them hooked by the intrigue and the questions that they have running through their mind. And this conversation can go on a long time because I'm asking open-ended questions of them and they're asking a lot about my business. I'm not being deceptive in what I do. I'm just creating intrigue. Okay, the fourth is when you do offer the opportunity, when you do have someone, first, when you do offer the opportunity, don't do a hit and run. We do this a lot in our business. We offer the opportunity, and if they say no, we go, oh, okay. And it's not that I want you to pester them. It's not that I want you to hound them or keep bringing it up. That was a seed that you planted. It was a seed that you planted. Farmers don't walk out into the field, throw a handful of seeds out, and the next day they have a feast on their table. You've got to water those seeds and you've got to tend to those seeds. There are some people on this team that I talked to for 4 years before they joined. 4 years. I wasn't annoying them for 4 years. I planted a seed. They watched my business. They watched if I was running a good business and what I was achieving with my business before they were going to jump on. You have those people that are thinkers. A lot of people are thinkers. I'm impulsive. I'm going to jump right in, but not everyone's like me. You have the thinkers and the watchers. So don't do a hit and run has two meanings. It means if they say no, don't just walk away. I mean, you want to keep talking to them. Maybe they don't want the opportunity, but they need some products. But also keep their name in the back of your mind. And also perhaps in a little note. And talk about why it wasn't right for them at the time, because later that situation might change. The other thing that I mean when I say don't hit and run is if they do say yes, if they do decide that Scentsy is a good fit for their life, don't just hang up and walk away. Guys, we are in a family. This is a family culture. It's a group. We are here to help each other. Now, I didn't have any help in this business. I'm self-taught. Luckily, I connected with some very smart business people early on in my business, but my sponsor was of no help to me. I talked to her one time after I signed up, and it was a very bad interaction, and I never heard from her again. So you can be successful even if you have a crappy sponsor, but your chances of succeeding, your chances of your downline succeeding increase drastically when they have your help along the way. Now that's going to look different for different people. You need to know why they joined Scentsy, what they want from Scentsy, and what their life looks like. And that's going to help you to know how to guide your new recruits. There are tons of videos on how to guide new recruits. That's a whole different topic. I'm just saying, don't hit and run people. Don't get them to sign up and then ignore them, because then they're going to get a bad taste in their mouth for Scentsy and they're going to badmouth it. And then that helps none of us. Okay, guys. So we talked first of all about why do we want to recruit? Bottom line, making more money. That's the only reason to grow a team, to make more money. And I'm assuming that all of us would love to make more money. I don't think anyone's going to turn that away. And then we talked about 4 different things on effective recruiting. Offer the opportunity to everyone. Use the $15 kit to start conversations, but don't stop there. Don't assault them with the business, but take time getting to know them and getting them to ask questions. And then don't hit and run. Plant and water your seeds and help those new recruits. Guys, that's all that I have prepared. I'm wondering if any of you have questions. I do have you all automatically muted, so I'm going to wait just a couple seconds. If you have a question, feel free to unmute yourself and jump in, and I would be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. Now it's time for awkward silence. All right, I'm guessing there are no questions. I know that tonight was a crazy busy night. We don't have a lot of people on live. It is nasty stormy here in Oklahoma, and you know, we're in the middle of crazy football season. Back to school has started and all that good stuff. So thank you to those who joined live. Thank you to those who have watched the replay. And I hope that this video has been helpful for your business. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I am happy to help you guys and answer any questions that you might have. But I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening and have a sensational weekend this weekend. We'll talk to you guys later.